aluminum in the cans, right? So as shown in the value stream in this map, the first step is to mine the bauxite in Australia. Although the core could, in principle, be mined in small amounts and sent along the next step within a few minutes of its receipt of an order, the mining machinery is truly massive. An actual process involves scooping out millions of tons of bauxite at a go in accord with the long-term production forecast. The mountain of ore is then transferred to massive trucks for shipment to nearby chemical reduction mills, where the bauxite is reduced to powdery alumina. This process, which turns 4 tons of bauxite into 2 tons of alumina, requires about 30 minutes. When enough alumina is accumulated to fill an ultra-large ore carrier, it is shipped by sea, a 4-week trip, to Norway or Sweden, countries that have cheap hydroelectric power for smelting. After about 2 months' wait at the smelter, the application of an enormous amount of energy, 20 times that needed to melt down recycled old cans, reduces 2 tons of alumina to 1 ton of aluminum in about 2 hours. Again, scale and smelting dictates that large amounts of aluminum be created in each batch. With the molten aluminum poured into dozens of ingots, 1 meter on each side and 10 meters long. These are then carefully cooled and stored for about 2 weeks before shipment by truck, boat, and truck to a hot rolling mill in Germany or Sweden. After about 2 weeks of storage at the hot rolling mill, the ingot is heated to 500 degrees centigrade and run through a set of heavy rollers 3 times to reduce the thickness from 1 meter to 3 millimeters. The actual rolling process takes about 1 minute, but the machinery is extremely complex and difficult to change from one specification of product to another. So management has found it is best to wait until there are orders in hand for a large amount of material of a given specification and then process these orders all at once. When this is done for the specification of aluminum needed for cola cans, the aluminum sheet emerges from the rolling mill and wound onto 10-ton coil and taken to storage area, where it sits for about 4 weeks. All right, we're going to continue on with that, but if you just hear how many weeks it's already at, I think it's already, we're around 8 to 12 weeks already, and it hasn't even made it to the plant. All right, so the length of process.